film as far as physicality, speed, strength, all those things. What did you see sort of on that front?
I mean, yeah, they're really big. I mean, they're really big. They're fast. I think the most impressive part about their team was, just how well they just moved together. I mean, none of them seemed like out of sync and all this stuff. They were just they're just in the right places, just making plays. So that was a really big.
Brennan, was it more about what they were able to do and less about what you weren't able to do as a team?
I mean, they definitely came out and they made some plays and stuff, but I feel like just personally, as just being on myself, like, there's plays, left out there, whether it's, this catch or this block or, this pass or something like that, I feel like we all, feel like we left something out there. So, I mean, yes, they're a great team, you give them their credit, but I mean, I feel like, we did some things that didn't help us in the long run, especially at the start of the game. Just trying to get the momentum and getting the game started. Because once you fall back hard like that, it's hard to do that. Week after week after week.
You never really know until you get into the next game. But is there anything to the fact that you guys had to expand even more coming back from double-digit deficits the last two games? In other words, did you feel like you still had enough left in the tank as a team?
Oh yeah, I mean. This is what you work for. I mean, this is why you do all those things in the winter and the summer and the fall and all this stuff. So, I mean, anybody who's still feeling the effects from last week, I don't know what to tell you. You got to get in shape more.
What was different about this week? Because you said y'all came back from double digits last week and the week before. What was different about what Texas was doing or what y'all weren't doing that kind of prevented y'all from fully coming back in the second half?
I mean, Coach talked about it this week. Just it's the championship, so it's not. I mean, it is a normal game, but it's not necessarily a normal game with like everything around and stuff like that. So, kind of just like blocking out distractions and they joke all the time about the big scoreboard. Don't get distracted by the big scoreboard and people here in the festivities and stuff like that. So, I mean, that just kind of like adds an effect to it a little bit, just because it's. I mean, some of the people's first times here, some of them first time making the championship game and stuff like that. So, I mean, that just kind of adds to the game.
What about playing one more? You get to play one more with these guys because the team chemistry. Without your team chemistry this year, you probably aren't here today, right?
Oh yes, sir. I mean, you have to. I mean, even though we lost today, you have to at least celebrate. Where you got to. I mean, it'd be. 21. I was sick, and so I don't really remember like much of the day. But I mean, I've seen like interviews of people saying they regret, making it to the Super Bowl and stuff like that, and then not celebrating how far they made it. So, I mean, as much as it hurts right now, it's not the end. Life still goes on. This is just the start of a really, bad day. But I mean, you can still make it a great week next week, a great bowl game, and all that other stuff. So, I mean, it's not what you want, but I mean, I think give it a couple days, and then we can just celebrate, how far we made it, and then next, I mean,
Hey, Brennan, talking about things to celebrate, Coach Gundy talked this week about your leadership this year, and I'm sure you've kind of grown into that. You've played for several years now, but grew into that more than ever this year. Just maybe reflecting on that, especially the way it was a roller coaster season. Receiver depth was, sketchy at times. Just your leadership this year.
There's nothing that I didn't do that I don't think the team already embodied. So I mean, I'm not the only one on the team who is out there leading. You have a bunch of people on the defense and the offense. I mean, Rashad, he's a vocal leader. You just have a bunch of people who lead in like very different ways. So the way I show it is very different from the way Rashad show it, or CO, or Xavier Ross, or Ali, or something like that. Like there's just very different styles of leaderships, and I'm fortunate to be on a team where we have a ton of leaders like that. Who has different passions and different, ways of showing it. So it wasn't necessarily anything that I did, but just, the team in general, how we all led at certain times and led at different moments where people needed it and needed that type of style. So it was nothing that I did, but just like this team as a whole just has a bunch of great leaders on it.
I think you returned 5 kicks today. Was there something that you guys saw that you might be able to exploit there?
No. I mean, if he kicks it in play, then we're going to return it. And they did a really good job. They're really fast getting down there. I don't know how many I got past, like 25, but I mean, they just did a really good job of getting down there, being physical and playing fast. So I mean, yeah, if he doesn't kick it out, I'm gonna take it out.
Coach Gundy in his post-game press conference was over and over adamant about how proud he was of this team and how much you guys accomplished and a lot of people doubted you. Is that something you feel as a player too?
I mean, yeah. Right now, you feel. I mean, this is just personally, I feel disappointed in myself because after you lose, you always think about what plays could have been made, what could I have done better, what this could have happened. After you win, you don't think about any of that. You're just we won. So I mean, we lost today, so it's just one of those things. Personally, I'm just like, feel like I could have done this and this and that. But I mean, I think as a team, after you get a couple days, maybe the week, come back, and then once we're all together, I mean, of course, you're never gonna forget this feeling in this moment. But I think we still have to, once we get to that point, celebrate, how far we came. Just the way the season went, the roller coaster, the kind of waves of emotions and stuff like that. I mean, I think this is a season that a lot of us will remember for good reasons and bad reasons. But I think it's something to think on.